If you ever try to understand why you do what you do and still find yourself repeating the same patterns, then what I'm about to say might change the way you see this completely. The problem is not a lack of awareness, it's a lack of logic. You know, most people believe that once you understand a behavior, you should be able to change it. But if that were true, you would have already changed it. Because think about it, you already know things about yourself. Okay, you know, for example, you may know your triggers, you may know your reactions, you may know the situations that don't work for you, and yet you still repeat them. And this is the part that most people don't want to face. You don't repeat because you didn't understand. You repeat because understanding was never the thing that changes it. And if that sounds uncomfortable, it's because it breaks something you've been relying on. Because if understanding was enough, you'd already be living differently, but you are not. And that's the signal. The problem is not what you know. The problem is the system that is still running somewhere in your unconscious mind. And that system has a logic that is active, even when you are fully aware of it. And as long as that logic stays the same, your behavior will stay the same. That's the pattern. And a pattern is not just random. It's structured. It's consistent. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. But here's where this becomes real. You don't see the pattern as a system. You experience it as a reaction. For example, you see someone struggling around you, and almost instantly you feel like you have to help. Not because you decided to, but because not helping feels wrong. So you step in. You take responsibility, sometimes even more than you should. And later, you feel overwhelmed. But you still do it again and again and again. That is a pattern. Or something doesn't go the way you expected. And your first thought is not about the situation, it's about you. It's something like, what did I do wrong? And even if there is no clear reason, you still carry that weight. You analyze it, you replay it in your mind, and the next time you try even harder to avoid making the same mistake. That is a pattern. Or you want to say no to someone for any reason. You know you should say no. You feel it clearly, but right before you do, another thought comes in, like, what are they going to think of me? And in that moment, you change your decision. You say yes. Not because you wanted to, but because something else took over. That is a pattern. And the important part is this. All of these feel different on the surface, but underneath they follow a logic that is consistent, a logic that repeats, a logic that drives your behavior automatically. And as long as that logic is active, you will keep repeating the same type of decision in different situations. That's why understanding doesn't change it, because you are not dealing with isolated behaviors. You are dealing with a system that keeps generating them. And this is exactly what most people never learn, how this logic works and what actually changes it. Now, let me bring this back to you. Think about one pattern in your life, okay, that you already understand, but you still repeat. Not once, not occasionally, but consistently. Don't try to fix it right now. Just notice it, because the moment you stop seeing it as a mistake and start seeing it as a pattern, you change your position in relation to it. And that's where the process begins. Okay, now in the next videos, I'll bring some more material about how IOL system works, and I'm going to show you how why some patterns continue to exist, like anxiety or depression, even when you are fully aware of it.